Rise and shine, everyone. It is Tuesday, May 14th, 7:30 a.m., and we are so happy to start our day off with you every weekday morning at 7:30. So we always have great guests that get to come in and we get to learn all about different communities and all of the things that are happening here in your surrounding area. And so today I have my friends from Southside. We have Mayor Dana Snyder and the fire chief at Southside, Wade Buckner. So welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Rise and shine.
Early.
It is early, but it's fun. It's a fun way to get our day started. And I know talking about things that are really near and dear to you, which is the city of Southside. That's where most of your thoughts happen, right?
All day.
All day, every day. As a mayor, it's considered a part-time position, but it's not really.
No.
It's a full-time.
It's
a full-time job that's called a part-time position.
Exactly.
But as a mayor, you are always full-time because there's always something going on. There's always something that requires your attention and your thought behind it.
Yes.
So tell us, I know a little bit about your history of becoming mayor, but tell our viewers about it, Dana.
Oh, wow. Where do you want me to start?
What compelled you to want to be the mayor of Southside? Let's start there.
I worked for another city for about 10.5 years. Decided to run for council in the city of Southside, and then 4 years later ran for mayor.
There you
so
go.
I just am really passionate about the city.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of changes. You've had a lot of growth in the last 4 years. I, of course, am a resident of Southside, and I love our city and all of the cool things, and we have the benefit of having the water. So we are a water community, and there's lots of really cool things that happen with that.
There is.
Let's talk about Southside Landing, because that is a new-ish addition.
Yes, Southside Landing opened in, I believe, May of 22. Recently, we have added kayak rentals, so you can rent a kayak for $25 for 2 hours. Several people have done that already, and they said it's fairly easy to get around the river and across the river. So that's an exciting thing that we've added this year. We also have Blackstone at the river and boat launch. There's lots of fishing tournaments down there. Our park and rec director does movie nights there. Just a lot of excitement going on and busy every single day. There's a lot of people there every day.
Yeah, there's the Blackstone Bait Shop at Southside Landing. It's a really fun place to bring the family. If you want to pull up on the boat, there's a place to get out, and then you can have that delicious Blackstone pizza there, and that's a really fun place to be.
Yes.
And there's a great playground, too, for children.
Yes, all-inclusive playground. So any children, any adults, special needs.
Yeah, you got it covered. So let's talk about some of the future plans. I know sports is always a big thing to talk about, and sports is one of those things that kind of unites the community, I think, and gives everybody that incentive to go out and root on the team and cheer on the team, and it's been really fun. We've gotten to be involved personally with Southside sports with the soccer team, which they did a great job, guys. They made it to the playoffs, and they were it was really fun, and they were really celebrated when they went off to Huntsville to do those playoffs. They had a fun little parade through the halls of the high school, and it was really cool. But there's some really cool things coming up with a sports complex as well.
Yes, so we just accepted a plan that has been being developed over the last year and a half, and that includes the softball fields that we currently have, which we have also just this year brought in the Southside Softball Association. So those are the youth sports that happen down at the complex already, the 4 softball fields. Next to that, we have plans to put 2 multi-purpose fields. One of those will have a competition track around that. We had some input from one of the coaches at the high school. If we could do that, we could bring some track meets to Southside rather than go into other cities. We also have over 2 miles of walking and biking paths around the property. We have 4 youth baseball practice fields on the back of the property. And then, of course, the front area there would be like a pollinator field and lots of walking track there too with boardwalks and things like that. A full court basketball court, outside volleyball court. It's really exciting to look at the plan that we have put together with community input, school input, different things of that nature.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. It takes everybody working together to make things like this happen. Yeah. That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
When is the expected date?
Right now we are applying for a Land Water Conservation Fund grant, and that'll be up to $500,000. Of course, this is an expensive plan. I believe the estimated cost is over $6 million. So, you know, we're also looking at phases. There's 3 phases to it, so we'll do that in phases, and we'll have to look at other finance and, you know, sources for that too, to be able to start implementing a lot of that. But we're looking forward to, you know, retail development, economic development, increase in revenue over the next few years. So that's just it's a plan we have out there, and we hope to start on that within the next year.
Yeah, and sports really brings a lot of tourism in, and it does bring some revenue. I know to start it off, it's going to be a big expense up front, but I think one that will truly pay off. And then with the quality of life for your citizens, being able to go out and have that walking trail, and then there's some fun things happening also at the city park. Or City Hall?
Well, besides City Hall, we have another park plan.
Okay.
That one will be further down the road, but we do have planned for 10 pickleball courts, a small amphitheater, food truck area, because we already have food truck events in the parking lot at City Hall, so that'll be a nice addition. Disc golf, things of that nature.
Yeah, that's really fun.
And a retail development there.
Oh, good. I'm so excited. Yeah. We have someone who works here. His name is Kip Chappell. He's a great guy, but he is huge into that pickleball. He loves pickleball, and he'll be happy to come out there and play on those pickleball courts. I got to go to the grand opening here in Oxford, and that is a really popular sport, the fastest growing in America.
It is.
Did you know that pickleball? Is this it?
Yes, that is the plan next to City Hall there, with the small amphitheater in the back. 10 pickleball courts. Some of this, you know, we would possibly be able to do sooner than later, especially the pickleball courts, because it is so popular. So those. Have
you ever played?
Those would be nice. No, I have not.
Oh, it's so much fun. You'll have to come play. I've promised Kip that I was going to go play over here, so you'll have to come over. That might generate that excitement to get those done even quicker.
Yeah.
It's fun. They have a huge turnout. When I went for their grand opening here, and there was hundreds of people like ready to play pickleball. Have you ever played, Chief?
No.
No pickleball. It's really fun. You use a paddle. It's kind of a cross between like badminton and tennis and
ping pong.
Yeah, all of the things rolled into one. It's called pickleball, and it's a large paddle that you get to use and ball. It's really fun. So I haven't actually played. I've watched people play, so I say it's fun.
We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to go play pickleball.
Come over here and we'll go play pickleball, and that'll lead up to that excitement of doing that there. So disc golf, that's also really fun. And again, that is that quality of life for your citizens. I mean, we have that beautiful river, and you've really made the best use of that with Southside Landing and being able to make use of the river. Because oftentimes you have a river community that doesn't take advantage of the river, and that is a huge resource that we have. Places to go have dinner and lunch and overlook the river, and and safety. Safety. We have a very safe city of Southside.
Do. And adding all of those recreational areas is going to require, you know, more safety, more safety personnel. Like, you know, we can't just send a lot of people out there playing all these games and not add employees in our departments.
And you have some new employees that you're hiring for the Parks and Recs department, is that?
No, we've added 2 additional employees.
You have added, okay.
Added 2 additional employees to Park and Rec, and they do a lot of things. They work with the schools. They do a lot of things with the schools. They do a lot of grass cutting around the city, and then they have a lot of events that they're working with too. Fishing tournaments at the landing, softball games at the complex, movie nights, food truck nights.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts.
A lot of
Talk
things.
about fishing tournaments, because that brings in a lot of people.
It does, and that place, Southside Landing, is packed all of the time.
Yes.
With, you know, we have another retail area that we need to develop down there, and right now fishing boats are taking up the spot. So yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Brings in a lot.
Yeah, I'll drive by. I'm like, goodness gracious. They're all squeezed in there with their trucks and pulling behind. Let's talk about housing opportunities in Southside. Is there any like new developments happening, or is there any housing opportunities there?
I think we have 2 subdivisions going in right now, in the process of houses being built.
That's good. Yeah, I don't think it's a kept secret anymore that Southside is a fun place to live. A lot of people are inquiring about moving to Southside.
I believe we have around 9,600 residents now, so we're growing.
Yeah.
We're growing.
Yeah. Every minute, people are talking about Southside. Oh, let me see this, and
It's a nice small town feel with a lot of amenities.
Yes. And great schools.
And great schools.
Great schools. We've really enjoyed our experience at Southside High School. It's been really great. All of the administration is incredible, and the coaches and the support staff, and get to see you at all of the games too. You're very supportive of the schools, and that means a lot. It means a lot when you have a game, a sporting event, and your mayor is there to be supportive
It's
and
fun.
rooting you on. Yeah, you do have
It's
fun.
fun.
We got to sit together at
I got to see a lot of
yeah,
people.
you do. Yeah, we had fun. That was a nail biter. That one
was.
the last soccer game that happened there at the school. It was a nail biter.
We pulled it out.
We did. It was fun. It was because we were rooting them along, right? It was because of our cheerleading squad.
Yes, definitely. And our softball girls, they did a really good job. So, yeah, it's exciting.
And that's fun. That brings that camaraderie again.
Our bowling team.
Oh yeah,
bowling team, soccer team. They've all done a great job this year.
And theater. The Southside High School Theater, they just had a very successful run of Mean Girls Junior, and it was incredible. And so I know you've got that great theater team, or theater, not team, but theater department there. And we have so many things to talk about. I know, Wade, Chief, you have some really cool things that we're going to talk about. We're going to have to go to a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to dive into all the cool things that are happening there with the fire department.
Good.
All right. Well, stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upper Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
More than 2.5 million youths admitted to vaping according to data from the CDC. Teens are at a greater risk for nicotine addiction because their brains are still developing. Please talk to your children about vaping.
Although we may see things differently,
the message can still reach me.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop, serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Larry May. I've been in the entertainment business for over 25 years. I've written for the local paper. I've interviewed a lot of touring artists and local artists here. And what I figured out is how much talent we have here in Alabama. That's why we put a new show together for you called Entertainment Alabama. Come watch us for the hottest new acts and some of your favorites that are national touring artists.
At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
I'm Lacey Florence with your TV 24 News Update. Alabama GOP volunteer Tara Johnson was physically assaulted outside the Limestone County GOP Trump headquarters Saturday. The incident occurred that afternoon as Johnson was leaving the headquarters at 117 U.S. Highway 72 East in Athens. Johnson is a lead Alabama GOP volunteer with physical mobility challenges due to health issues. According to an ALGOP statement, the unidentified actor grabbed Johnson by the hair and repeatedly punched her in the face and slammed her head against the door of her truck. The statement also said that the Republican Party of Alabama stands with Johnson during this difficult time, and they ask for your prayers for her swift recovery. The City of Oxford's non-emergency city helpline, Oxford 311, will be in and out of office this entire week through Friday, May 17th. This is due to numerous events taking place. If you need their services but cannot reach them, they encourage you to leave a voicemail. Residents within Oxford city limits can call Oxford 311 to learn about city services, report issues, and ask questions. There are several services that the phone line provides, such as burn permits, leaf collection, pothole and street repairs, garbage, traffic and street lights outages, building violations, city events, parks and playgrounds, general information, and so much more. Their normal hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can call them at 311 or at 256-241-4311. For more information on these stories and more, plus weather with Justinville and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is 7:47 on your Tuesday morning, May the 14th, and we are visiting with the city of Southside. And there is a really cool event coming up to celebrate the grand opening of the fire station. So I'm going to tell you about that a little bit. It's located at 3170 Highway 77 in Southside, and the ceremony will take place on May 23rd at 6 o'clock p.m. The public is invited to attend, and the completion of the station marks a significant milestone for the department. And so to talk a little bit more about that, we have Wade Buckner. He is the fire chief there in Southside, and I know you were so excited to get this new fire department up and going.
Very much so. It's been a dream of ours for many, many years now. So.
Yeah. How many years?
Well, actually, I'm the third chief that's had this dream.
Okay.
And started with Chief Billy Witcher several years ago. He was our first full-time fire chief. Started back in 1999, and we're a combination fire department, which means we have full-time, part-time, and career volunteer members as well.
Wow.
And so he was full-time chief when our call volume started to increase, so we'd have somebody there during daytime. And since that time, we've continued to add more and more staff. So we have what we call a duty crew that comes in at 8 a.m. and sits it works till 8 p.m. right now. And one of the challenges we have right now is currently we don't have anywhere for them to spend the night and sleep. And our call volume is spread out throughout it's about equal from hour to hour, depending on the time of day. And so this helps us meet that need. We have a lot of overnight calls, which means now we have to go from home to the station to respond. But with the new station, we'll be able, for the first time, to have overnight staffing in there, which is going to be a tremendous impact to our response times. It'll essentially cut them in half at night.
Yeah, because when they have to go home and they're sleeping at home and then getting up and then driving to the station, yeah.
And so we've done a lot of things in the last several years to help improve that response time. Started breaking it down, looking at the different segments, because it's a lot more than just making the phone call and then somebody's getting in the truck and responding. So one of the big initiatives we did several years ago was transferred our dispatch services over to Etowah County 911. And so what the result from there was a 70% reduction in call processing time. So if you've ever dialed 911 several years ago, you told your story once. They got all the pertinent information and they told you, hold on, as they transferred the call to start the process all over again.
Okay,
and that's very redundant, it's not very efficient. It caused a lot of frustration on the caller, and rightly so. They're wanting help for their family or the house is burning, and they don't need to tell their story twice. And so we looked at that, and overall, during the daytime hours, things like that, it's reduced our response time by 20%. but the call process, and more importantly, has gotten done 70% faster, since that time.
Wow, that's a large increase, 70%. Yeah. So, I mean, it's very important, of course, to a city to have the fire department and to have those quick response times. Mm-hmm. The citizens feel a lot better about it, knowing that you just make one call and there you go. And so now you'll have the overnight staffing at the new fire department. It's beautiful, too. I think we have a picture of it. Let's show that. Look at that. It looks great. And so how many bays does it have? Is that 4?
So the building is about 10,000 square feet total. It has 4 drive-through bays. One of the things right now that, right now we're at the back end of the fire station. So with coming off the highway, it's traffic, it causes some traffic congestion just to go back in the station. Whereas this allows us to drive through. It's much safer, much more efficient. It gives us, an additional bay that we didn't have before, plus they're a little bit longer. So we've got a good bit more storage space, for our vehicles to keep them ready to go and take good care of those. Because as well, no vehicle costs have gone through the roof, and more so with fire trucks. I mean, you're talking about a significant investment, anywhere from $350,000 on up to over $1 million. For what a fire truck and emergency vehicle costs today.
Wow. So you've got the 4 drive-through apparatus bays, 6 bedrooms.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the things, and of course, we want to be as diverse as we possibly could. And so there's nothing gender specific within our station, and that was done with the future in mind. Each bedroom is single occupancy, so it doesn't matter. There's only one firefighter that stays in each one at night. The same thing with the bathrooms. They're just single occupancy bathrooms, so that we could plan for that future growth. So this will allow us to get to the point that we have 18 full-time firefighters that would be staying there, because there's be 6 per night, 6 per day and night. So we'll be nowhere close to that in the beginning. So we planned for the future, because we didn't want to build this and then come back to the city in just a few short years and say, hey, we need more. Because the construction costs are not going to go down, those kind of things. And so the timing was perfect. The revenues had improved to the point that we could afford to do this, more importantly. And so it was just a good time to do that.
And as we talked about earlier, Southside is growing, and so with growth, that's great to go ahead and plan ahead. Because you're right, why build something and then have to come back a few years later and then build onto it? You've got a training room there. Is that like an exercise room?
There's a lot of, we're required to train each day, and so having a classroom in there allows us to do that. And then also we do training drills every other week for our volunteers. Allows us to have that classroom. And also we host a lot of classes for not only our members, for members of other organizations we work with on a regular basis, such as other ambulance services, fire departments, and those kind of things. We do have a training center that's at our sports complex now, but this allows us to do that right there in-house. And so we're a little bit faster to respond, those kind of things. So.
Nice. And then funding, you spoke about funding. How did funding come about? How did you get it funded?
So we're pretty active with the political process, if you will. In one of the visits to Richard Shelby's office several years ago, they informed us about a program through the USDA. It's a community facilities program. It's run under the Rural Development Program within the USDA. And what that allows for is either grants or low interest loans that will help fund facilities like this, like a fire station or any other community facility. And in retrospect, or in comparison, where at the time we started this project, housing mortgage rates were around 5.5% to 6%. We were able to secure this at 2.5%, which is way less than half of what it would be for a conventional mortgage. And so, and those rates are adjusted every 3 months based on the CDP and those kind of things. And so we've was able to lock that in early on, lock that rate in, get the commitment from the USDA to do that. We also were able to locally, you have a construction loan before you actually start paying the mortgage, and locally Metro Bank provided that funding for us. Construction notes were going for much higher than 6% at that time, and they were able to help us out for 4.99. And so they were a tremendous partner, and plus using that local facility right there, was able to get this project done.
Yeah, it's nice to use local. How closely did you have to work with the mayor and with the city council?
Oh, they were tremendous in their support. And it's been, there's been some questions about the way we're doing things or the needs and that sort of thing, and rightly so. I mean, this is a huge investment on the part of the city, and we should be responsible to that. But their support has been unwavering throughout the entire process. They see this, they see the need for that the community needs it. And if we continue to grow, I mean, we're the third largest city in Etowah County by population, fastest growing, like you mentioned a while ago. Yeah. And so it's important that we, have those things, and certainly the city has been a great partner in seeing us through, making this happen.
Yeah, and it is very beneficial to the residents because there are a lot of benefits I didn't even realize. Let's talk about ISO. So ISO ratings, what is ISO?
So ISO is an organization that comes in and rates fire departments, and they look at three primary areas. The fire department itself, which is 50% of the grade. 40% of the grade actually comes from the waterworks, how much water we supply, where the hydrants are located, those kind of things. And then 10% is within the communications. And so again, that was part of making the shift over to communication, shifting our communications, because there's certain national standards that we have to meet in order to get our maximum credit rating in that particular area. Our water system was already really good at the time. There's only a few areas that, we need to add some more hydrants and everything. But for the most part, we're very fortunate in comparison to other cities and communities, especially in the rural areas. I mean, we have a very good water system. They've made up significant upgrades in the last several years with a new well, with a new water treatment plant. And so their grade is also improving, each time. And then, of course, the third component being ours, the 50% of the grade. And they're looking at things like staffing, response times, the training, the certification of our members. If you're a firefighter, what is the initial training? What's the ongoing training? If you're an officer, there's certain levels of training for that. And all that's taken into account. And so several years ago, back in 21, we were evaluated for that. And from that evaluation, we looked at things we could do to improve that rating. And so, there's been some studies that one in particular was from Huntsville, and it was able to demonstrate that there's about a $7.86 return on investment for everything you spend in the fire department goes back to the homeowners and business owners in the form of insurance reductions. And that's looking at, when you compare no fire protection, and at the time Huntsville was looking at a class 3 rating. Now they're a class 1. And so that's even more savings for that community. And, taking that same approach, looking at, because, we know that cities are basically established for three reasons, public safety, critical infrastructure, and quality of life. And so we're very fortunate the city's taking that priority, taking those in priority, and helped us, see these things through. And we see our role not only from an emergency response, but also how can we prevent an emergency from happening in the first place, reducing those effects if it were to occur. And then also there's an economic impact to that as well, because one of the bad problems is if a fire occurs in a business, there's about an 80% chance they're not going to return to your community.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
And then also, there's certain businesses that just can't be there unless there is a certain level, so that we can't bring them into the community unless there's a certain level of fire protection, emergency medical services, and those kind of things.
Wow. Everything just works all together. We have so much more to talk about. We've got to go take a quick break right now, but hold that thought because I want to hear more about how all of this is so exciting. All right, so you stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. We'll be right back.
I'm Alan Parnell, the Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
You need strength, resilience, and hope to face life's challenges.
and I found all 3 at Gaston State Community College. I'm Jada Pickens, an office administration student at Gaston State's Ayers campus in Anniston. Along with attending classes, I work full-time. Life is very demanding. There's a real sense of support at Gaston State. The faculty and staff care about us as individuals and want us to thrive in the classroom and in life. Thank you, Gaston State, for giving me the wings to fly to new, unexpected heights.
All right. A little more about academics. Parents, do you want to secure a bright future for young people? We have science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Get your kids involved with Academic STEM Kits. Go to www.academics.com to order your STEM kits. It's going to be STEM-tastic.
Like science is for you.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
I'm Lacey Florence with your TV 24 News Update. Alabama GOP volunteer Tara Johnson was physically assaulted outside the Limestone County GOP Trump headquarters Saturday. The incident occurred that afternoon as Johnson was leaving the headquarters at 117 U.S. Highway 72 East in Athens. Johnson is a lead Alabama GOP volunteer with physical mobility challenges due to health issues. According to an Algop statement, the unidentified actor grabbed Johnson by the hair and repeatedly punched her in the face and slammed her head against the door of her truck. The statement also said that the Republican Party of Alabama stands with Johnson during this difficult time, and they ask for your prayers for her swift recovery. The City of Oxford's non-emergency city helpline, Oxford 311, will be in and out of office this entire week through Friday, May 17th. This is due to numerous events taking place. If you need their services but cannot reach them, they encourage you to leave a voicemail. Residents within Oxford city limits can call Oxford 311 to learn about city services, report issues, and ask questions. There are several services that the phone line provides, such as burn permits, leaf collection, pothole and street repairs, garbage, traffic and street lights outages, building violations, city events, parks and playgrounds, general information, and so much more. Their normal hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can call them at 311 or at 256-241-4311. For more information on these stories and more, plus weather with Justinville and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is 8:02 on your Tuesday morning, May the 14th. And we are learning about the city of Southside. And so when we went into a break, we were talking about the benefits of having that safety feature in order to acquire new businesses, to get people to look at doing business and opening retail businesses and businesses in general in the community. And so, yeah, so expand a little bit more about that, because we were talking about ISO ratings and how important that is.
Yes, again, ISO, very, very important to us. And there has been some changes over the last several years with ISO, though the majority of the insurance companies still refer to them to help develop their rates. Certain ones like State Farm and Alpha actually look more at a cost or losses per zip code or losses per that area in determining their rates. And so, even though it's not looking at ISO particularly, they're more looking at performance metrics. How many losses have you had, and those kind of things. And we're very proud to report that our losses are very low in our community. And again, it's thanks to the response time. It's thanks to a good building department, making sure things are being built correctly. Because one of the things, if you're designing a response system like this only around response, you're never going to beat the clock. I think the fireground has changed so much in the last several years. And it used to a room and contents, like a typical living room. If you had a fire in that, it takes you about almost 30 minutes before, when it was furnished with like normal things, like natural products and those kind of things. But today, it's more furnished with like plastics and synthetics materials, those kind of things. And so that time now, instead of 30 minutes, is less than 4.
Oh.
And so that's why it was important, like to reduce our call times, but also our response times, because we can't beat the, you're simply not going to get there fast enough. And so we have to look at proactive measures to keep those things from happening in the first place. And so our fire volume has gone down tremendously thanks to those efforts. So we don't just, it's not simply responding, it's also looking at those things that can prevent them in the first place to make our community safe. And so looking at that, taking that same thing into account, if we're being measured by the performance, the losses, and those kind of things, that's also going to impact your rates as well, because we know again, there's multiple sources that these insurance companies look at in determining those rates and helping save our citizens, their money.
So you're helping me save money by doing all these things to keep us safe.
Correct.
That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. And so with this fire station, you have a grand opening where people can actually go and tour the fire station, and that's happening on May the 23rd.
May 23rd at 6 p.m.
All right.
We definitely want the community to come out and see what their money has bought for them.
Yeah.
We're very excited about this. In fact, yesterday we spent most of the day building the furniture, those kind of things. We've been receiving that for several weeks now, and so it was an exciting time for us yesterday to put those things together. We built the things, the furnishings for the classrooms, the bedrooms, the living room, those kind of things, and so it was a very good time.
Yeah. Well, so with this building, of course, it takes a lot of people coming together. Now, who designed the building?
So we worked with Tom McElrath. He was our architect that designed this building, and then Boatner Construction was the one that was awarded the bid for that. Tom acted on our behalf in designing the thing based on interviews with us and determining our needs. In selecting our architect, we looked at someone that had a track record of building these fire stations. He was the architect for Jacksonville Fire Department. He was also the architect for Gadsden Fire Department and so forth. And so he did bring to us a level of expertise that's not necessarily found in a lot of places, because there's not been a whole lot of fire station construction in the last several years in our area. But that was one of the benefits of going with this team.
Yeah, well, I look forward to seeing it and going through and getting to take a tour. In that department, of course, the fire station will house the fire department, fire protection, but also advanced life support, emergency support medical, and community services, some other things there that it houses, not just the fire.
Right. One of the things we're very fortunate in our city that several years ago, citizens came together and started the advanced life support. We were one of the first volunteer advanced life support services in the state. And it started back in 1977 when citizens basically stood out in the road raising money for that. Raised $40,000, bought the van, our first medic van, equipped it, built the cabinets, those kind of things in it, bought the supplies, and those things were still used 30 years later when I came, or 25 years later when I came on the department. And so that, looking at taking what they built together and taking it to that next level, we're now up to 3 advanced life support units. So our rescue truck, our fire engine, and we've recently added an ambulance to our fleet as well. And it's not to go in there and take over the ambulance service. We've got a great working relationship with AMED, and we've also got Advantage that backs them up in our area, but to supplement that. The call volumes have gone through the roof. They've been struggling with only staffing, with staffing shortages, those kind of things. The hospitals are overwhelmed, and so many times when the ambulance gets to the hospital, they get basically stuck there for some time because there's not a bed for the patient to go into. And so to help augment that system, we saw the need to go ahead and purchase an ambulance. Was able to get an ambulance from Cahaba Valley Fire. It was one that lightly used, if you will. We equipped that and was able to do that for about $165,000, which was at a tremendous savings over what it would take to equip a truck this nice. And to better serve our citizens, because we don't want to be sitting there waiting unnecessarily. And so far we've used it twice. We really expected to use it a little bit more than we have, but the companies that support us have made some changes, those kind of things. It's helped improve the response times and those kind of things. But we're there to assist that, if the need were to arise.
Wow. I'm glad you've only had to use it twice, and it's good. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. right? And so you do. You have that, and there's a lot of comfort in that to your citizens to be able to have that. And another thing is safety. And so I know you recently, within the past year, has it been a year yet, that you have hired the new chief of police?
Not quite a year, about 7 months.
Has it? Okay. Gosh, it goes fast.
It does. It does. It goes
so
by very fast.
So this is the chief of police, Jarrett Williams.
Yes.
And so I know in searching, what made you decide that he was the right person for the job?
Well, we put out, a request for interviews and things of that nature. We had about 10 to 13 applicants originally when we started the process. This took a few months to go through that. We had an interview panel put together who separated those interviewees out, put in the top 3 for the final interview for the chief, and Chief Williams was in the top 3. We then had 2 council members who participated in the interviews with me with those top 3, and Chief Williams was the one who stuck out and had the experience and the knowledge and really was passionate about moving to the city. Before he was hired, he brought his wife and children up here, and they toured around the city and they looked at some things. He was already looking at traffic counts and things of that nature, and it took a little bit, but we finally got him hired, and he's doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, I'd say so. I get to see him at a lot of events too, and met his family and their cute little dog. But they seem like great people, and he does seem, that he loves Southside already.
Yes.
So welcome and thank you, because that's so important. You want to feel like you're safe. I mean, safety in all realms is very important for your citizens, and you keep that in the schools safe. I think we have a photo of one of the cutest little mascots, I think, in Southside. Look at that.
Luca.
Luca. He's so sweet. I got to meet him at during Red Ribbon Week with the kids at Southside at Southside Elementary, and got to meet them, and all of the police officers are really kind, and they love the community, and they're willing to help, and there is that sense of community that comes with them. They want to know the community members, and they have a lot of fun too in their job, and we can't forget that. It's a very serious job, but it's also, you can have fun with it too.
Yes, they do. The chief started a community type police academy.
Okay.
So I'm participating in that with about 9 other people. And we were at Fort McClellan last night doing the virtual training. So there was 10 or 9 residents who got to experience, some real life scenarios on what happens and how police officers respond to those incidents. So that was very informative for them.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you got to do it too.
Yeah.
Could you be a police officer, do you think?
I don't think I would want to be, but I think, it would be interesting. It would be interesting.
You could handle it if you needed to.
I
I think you could too. I've known you long enough. I think you could too. But what a fun thing to do. So that's getting the community involved in understanding what it is to be a police officer. Is this an academy to where citizens actually might be interested?
It's just a 5-week process, and it's 1 night a week. It's on Monday nights. So the first night they were introduced to 911, fire. Wade, help me out. Berry Center, and how they all work together.
Oh yeah.
And then last night was the virtual training, and next week we'll be at the range.
Oh, fun. At CMP? Or
in Southside.
In Southside. Is there a range in Southside? Or I guess for the police range?
Police training, police and fire training
police
center.
range.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fun. Well, there's so many events coming up in Southside also, like you had mentioned, the food trucks and movie nights. And so we want to make sure that everybody is aware of those events. You don't have to be a resident of Southside to come to our food truck events or movie nights. So when we get back from our break, we're going to talk about those fun events that are happening right there in the city of Southside. So stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller, and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
May not believe it, but it's true. The 2024 Team 1 Chevys are here. All 23-24 Silverado light duties have 2.9% financing for 72 months. The hottest new 24 Team 1 Chevy Blazer, 1.9% financing and no payments till April. And the #1 selling family vehicle, the Equinox. 24 models. You got it. 1.9% financing and no payments till April. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upper Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
For over 60 years, pain relief products were developed by big pharma and companies that could cause harmful side effects. Now there is something new in a topical pain relief product. Thousands of people who experience pain daily are now enjoying a safe pain relief product. This big discovery is Sweet Relief. Sweet Relief is a 100% all-natural OTC product that allows you to experience with no drugs, no chemicals, no alcohols, no CBDs, just fruit moisturizing with a tropical scent. Thousands have bought and used Sweet Relief with great success. Sweet Relief specializes in relieving minor arthritis, muscle and joint pain in 1 to 2 minutes. That's 1 to 2 minutes, not days or weeks. Order today. Go to www.mysweetrelief.com. That is mysweetrelief.com.
I'm Lacey Florence with your TV 24 News Update. Alabama GOP volunteer Tara Johnson was physically assaulted outside the Limestone County GOP Trump headquarters Saturday. The incident occurred that afternoon as Johnson was leaving the headquarters at 117 U.S. Highway 72 East in Athens. Johnson is a lead Alabama GOP volunteer with physical mobility challenges due to health issues. According to an ALGOP statement, the unidentified actor grabbed Johnson by the hair and repeatedly punched her in the face and slammed her head against the door of her truck. The statement also said that the Republican Party of Alabama stands with Johnson during this difficult time, and they ask for your prayers for her swift recovery. The City of Oxford's non-emergency city helpline, Oxford 311, will be in and out of office this entire week through Friday, May 17th. This is due to numerous events taking place. If you need their services but cannot reach them, they encourage you to leave a voicemail. Residents within Oxford city limits can call Oxford 311 to learn about city services, report issues, and ask questions. There are several services that the phone line provides, such as burn permits, leaf collection, pothole and street repairs, garbage, traffic and street lights outages, building violations, city events, parks and playgrounds, general information, and so much more. Their normal hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can call them at 311 or at 256-241-4311. For more information on these stories and more, plus weather with Justinville and sports, tune in tonight to the TV 24 News. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is 8:18 on your Tuesday morning, May the 14th, and we have been learning about the city of Southside. I personally can attest that it is a really wonderful place to live, and in the last 4 years, we've really just grown, of course, in residency, but also in things that we have as far as garbage now pickup and recycling. Tell us some about some of those things, Mayor.
So, 2023 or 2022, we started talking about acquiring our own garbage trucks to do our own services. We were contracting with a company, and there were complaints here and there. So we ended up purchasing our own garbage trucks, hiring 2 additional employees to drive those. We improved the services. We reduced our call volume by about 80% on complaints. We also only pick up garbage 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and it was Monday through Friday. We have been able to take those Fridays, the Public Works Department, and do maintenance on their vehicles and things like that, but also implemented within a few months brush and debris pickup, using our brush and debris pickup on a weekly route to pick that up. We still have large item pickup that we do, and that there's a charge for that. Our city clerk and public works director decided to try for an ADM grant, and we actually joined in with the city of Rainbow City and did an agreement with them to start recycling our own cardboard. So we were awarded a grant for those trailers and recycling, and started our recycling program. And we're looking to expand on that. They've applied for another one, so we're going to get our own baler, we hope.
Oh, good.
And then be able to maybe, bring in plastics after that. So just looking at some different options on that right now, and added 3, like I said, 2 garbage truck drivers and a public works director, and they're doing a great job providing those services.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate it very much. It's nice to have your garbage picked up when the day is, and to have the right recycling is super important. So I'm glad that there's even more cool things in the works.
Our Park and Rec department has to, provide help to them taking those recycling trailers with the cardboard, because there's so much cardboard.
Yeah, they get full really fast. When I drive by, I'll see them. But but it's very obviously it's needed. If they're always full, that means that people are utilizing those. And
it saves on our garbage trucks too. The maintenance and the things that have to be done to those.
Yeah, that's true.
Keeping all that cardboard out of them. So very good.
Let's go back to the complex that is that we have the drawing of, and talk a little bit more about that, and then let's go in to talk about some of the food truck and the movie events. So the softball field, that's something that you've been working on, or I guess it's a sports complex that hosts softball fields. So tell us about who was the architect behind this, who has been working really hard on coming up with this master plan.
We worked with Goodwin Mills and Kaywood on this plan, and also on our city park that we were talking about beside City Hall. So they've been really good to work with. Goodwin Mills and Kaywood out of Birmingham put this plan together, and we're just really excited about it. We have a plan, we have phases for that plan, and we can move forward with it one phase at a time, and we know what we're going to do next, and we have the documents to go with it. And so they've done a very good job at working with us and getting community input through our master plan. Also with the City Hall Park, we did that through our master plan for the city, and those are very beneficial and helpful in applying for grants and funding and different things too, is to have a plan. So we're very thankful for them and their relationship.
That's wonderful. Yeah, they'll look at you a little bit more when you have that plan, right? Like as far as funding and grants and stuff, when you actually have it out. And I'm really excited about this. That's super exciting for the city of Southside.
It is.
And some other really cool things that you have going on. There is the Food Truck Fest, and there is one upcoming pretty soon as well. You have those like every Saturday, or are they sporadic?
They're sporadic, and I believe we have they're Thursdays right now from maybe 5 to 8 p.m. I believe it's there's one in May, June, July, and August, and then there's a couple or so on Sundays.
That's so fun. I love a good food truck. There's so much fun, and you always see a lot of people. There's a huge turnout.
There is.
Because it's right there on that main 77 right there.
Michael does a great job at getting different food trucks, and kind of utilizing all of them throughout the summer like that. So he does a great job at that.
Yeah, let's talk about those movie nights, because that's a lot of fun too. And that's at Southside Landing, or is that, okay, so movie night at Southside Landing. I know was it last summer? I can't keep up with my summers, but It was really fun. We came by boat and we sat out on our boat and watched Jaws.
Oh,
and
that was a few years ago.
Was it? Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I can't keep. But that's one of those experiences that we'll always remember. We loaded up the kids in the boat and went and watched Jaws. And my husband would scare them. He would throw like something in the, get a rock and throw it in the water, and they would all, scream. It was hilarious. So this one is going to be Cars.
Yes, it's
How
June
fun.
7th at Southside Landing, and there'll be some food trucks at that event too. So.
Yeah, that's always great. And then there's another one, Moana, on Friday, June 28th. And then July 19th, you've got Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers.
How fun.
And I think he's currently trying to reschedule one that got rained out too. So that'll be scheduled after that.
Yeah, and you can find all that information there on your Facebook page.
Yes.
So y'all do a really great job of keeping your website and your Facebook page updated. If you go to that website, City of Southside, you can see all of the cool things. You can meet everyone behind the scenes, if you will, the mayor, the city council, and of course all of our first responders and people who work so hard to make sure that we are a safe and thriving community.
Yes, and our IT does a good job, and that's Lookout IT.
Okay.
They do a great job at our social media posts.
Yeah. They really do. It's just really nice because I always know I can go on there if I want to know what's happening. It's going to be on there. I don't have to do a lot of searching, which we don't have a lot of time to do a lot of searching. So to have it where it's supposed to be, which is on your website, is very convenient. So you got a lot of things going on. Is there anything else exciting upcoming with you, Mayor?
I'm sure there are a lot of things exciting coming up. But yeah, just enjoying it.
Do you have fun?
Yeah,
You like being
I have
there?
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It gets stressful at times, but
Well,
it's a lot of fun.
Well, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
When you're managing a city.
Yeah.
I mean that's essentially right what a mayor does and grow our city. And Chief, I know you want everybody to come out and check out this new fire station.
Definitely.
How excited are you to open that fire
Oh, very
station
much.
after this many years of thought processes and dreaming of it?
Oh, very much so. And at the same time, while it seems like it's been forever, it's also gone by very quickly as well. And that's a lot of, give credit there to Boatner Construction who headed this project up. There were parts moving even before we broke ground on it. And trying to take advantage of the weather and that sort of thing. And so it's been a very smooth process. I won't say it's been without its hiccups like anything of this magnitude, but they've been a tremendous partner to work with, been very responsive to the needs, the wants of the department, that sort of thing, and done a great job. And I think the community will be proud when they come out and see what's been done for them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being there.
And if it weren't for all of our department heads and employees, nothing would get done in the city. It doesn't matter what we do or what we approve, it takes them to get it done. So
It really does. You've
we
got a
really
great
appreciate them. There's a great team there. And they all work together.
And they have a great leader. Yeah. Well, on that, that's our time. I think I feel like I could go on for a lot longer. I've got so many other questions. Time goes by fast when you're having fun. So you'll have to promise me that you'll come back to visit.
We will.
Yeah. They're like, oh, okay, you got us here once, Courtney. Come on. Don't push your luck. No, but I'll look forward to being there on May 23rd and getting to take a tour of the fire station and getting to see all the cool things. And again, thanks for all that you do for the city that I love so much and I love to be a resident of.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. All right. Well, that's our time for today, but I do want to remind you to tune in tomorrow because Wednesday is Oven Odyssey Wednesday. We have Chef Dave Sloan in. Did you know that we have a cooking show every Wednesday? We have Chef Dave Sloan that comes in and Susan Shipman. They have a catering company called Oven Odyssey, and he's the chef and she's the bakeologist, and it is definitely one of my favorite mornings on Rise and Shine because I get to eat terrific food. And so, I mean, that's always a great way to start the day. And then on Thursday, we get to visit with our friends at Gadsden State. And then Fridays are Alabama Cares with Ellen Hurst. So make sure you tune in with us every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Again, big special thank you to the City of Southside Mayor Dana Snyder and Chief Wade Buckner for being here this morning and sharing all of the cool things happening at the City of Southside. We encourage you to visit their website and their Facebook page. Well, with that, we're going to wish you a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here in the morning on Rise and Shine on WEAC TV 24.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
More than 2.5 million youths admitted to vaping according to data from the CDC. Teens are at a greater risk for nicotine addiction because their brains are still developing. Please talk to your children about vaping.
Although we may see things differently,
The message can still reach me.